Hey guys, it's Megan from Cardtropolis TCG, and today we have a deck profile for probably my favorite Bermuda Triangle unit, Top Idol Pacifica. I think this was like the second deck I ever built, second or third, like probably around 8 years ago now. Yeah, and just ever since then, whenever Pacifica comes out, I just build a deck around her. And with the release of Twinkle Melody, she got some new support. So yeah, just kind of diving right in. So our main unit is Top Idol Pacifica. Very cute. She's an active ability, Vanguard Circle once per turn. You can Soul Blast 1 and activate all the effects below according to your rear guards with Pacifica and their card name. If you have 1 or more, she gets plus 10,000 power and drive plus 1 until the end of the turn. 2 or more, you get 2 imaginary gift force. 3 or more until end of turn, when your opponent would call from his or her hand to the guard, he or she must call 3 or more at the same time. So this deck does one thing pretty much, and one thing only, and that is get Pacificas on the board. And you can really get them from anywhere, which is pretty cool. So yeah, for that, she's your main unit. She's the one that you want to definitely go into all the time. I'd go ahead and put the markers, well, you could put them anywhere. She generates quite a bit, especially just for 1 Soul Blast, depending on how many other Pacificas you have on the board. Yeah. And then I have 3 of her grade 3 support, Refined Poiser Ursula, and she has an auto skill Vanguard Rearguard. When placed, you can counterblast 1, search for up to 1 Top Idol Pacifica from your deck and drop zone, reveal it, put it into your hand, and if you search your deck, you shuffle your deck. Yeah, so pretty nice. You would definitely never want to ride into her if you can help it. If you do, you can counterblast 1, get a Pacifica for your next turn, but still, it's kind of a waste of a ride turn. But if she's on the rear, like she really ought to be, then it's pretty nice. You can get a Pacifica straight from the deck and drop in case you, like, you know, did a next level play and discarded for an effect and then just fetched one to put on the field to start kind of getting your Pacifica plays. Yeah, pretty simple. I ran 4 Ursula for a bit, but I just think 3 is a perfectly fine number. There's so many other things that, like, search for Pacifica, and that space can be kind of opened up for just a lot of other options. Yeah, moving on to the grade 2s. We're running 4 Crowning Partner Abane. She is an auto skill, Vanguard or Rearguard. When placed, you can put up to 1 face-up Top Idol Pacifica from your drop zone and damage zone into your hand. If you put from your damage zone, put the top card of your deck into your damage zone. This ability can only be used by a card with the same card name once a turn. Yeah, so pretty nice. I believe she's the only thing that can fetch Pacificas from damage. So even if you damage check a Pacifica, it's not, you know, it's not the end of the world. You can get her back. You just have to be kind of wary of what you're counterblasting for your other costs. And just make a note, when she does put a card from the damage zone, it is face up. So that's nice. Yeah, I like to run 4 of her just because even if your Pacifica gets killed, you just pop her on the field and all of a sudden you get one back. So that's really nice. 4 Lieselot, pretty standard. This card's been out since the debut of Bermuda Envy, and she's still really just a staple in every Bermuda deck. Yeah, I think every Bermuda deck. If you can't run 4, I'd at least run 3. She can be called as a grade 1 from the hand, which is really good. And then Vanguard Rearguard, when placed, you look at the top card of your deck, and you can call it to a rearguard or put it into your soul, and she can only be used once a turn. So yeah, pretty self-explanatory. She's just really good. Even turn 1, you know, you can either build up your soul for your Pacifica costs, or you can do some like nice early game rushing, you know, all sorts of on-place skills to an extent. Yeah, just she's definitely a 4 of, and she'll definitely pretty much always be a 4 of in this deck, just with the plussing potential. And then, new card from Twinkle Melody, we have Expect Rhythm Vieira, I think is how you say that. She's the new grade 2 support for Pacifica, and she has an axe skill on Vanguard or Rearguard. Once per turn, if you have a Vanguard with Top Idol Pacifica or Expect Rhythm Vieira in the name, you can counterblast 1, put another Rearguard on the bottom of your deck, call up to 1 normal unit from your drop zone to the rearguard, choose all of your rearguards, and until the end of your opponent's next turn, they get boost and cannot be chosen by your opponent's card abilities. Kind of long-winded, but yeah, very, very good card. You can put anything to the bottom That's a normal unit. Oh no, another rear guard. Yeah. And she protects you from just all sorts of retire skills. She'll protect you from Chaos Breaker, which is really good. So now you can like call your Pacificas back and protect them and give them boost. And it used to be that only Solda could do that, your grade 1. We'll get to her in a minute. But yeah, very good. Really nice addition to the deck. Just another way to get Pacifica, but also protecting your Pacificas and just the boosts is kind of an icing on the cake. Next up, we have Flustered Idol Freda, rearguard skill only. When placed, you can discard a card from your hand, draw a card, counterblast 1, and return a top Idol Pacifica from your drop zone to your hand. One play I really liked to do with her is if I had Pacifica in my opening hand, I would just call her, discard the Pacifica, draw, counterblast, and just refetch that Pacifica. So pretty nice plussing mechanic. But other things came in, and she did get dropped down to 2. But still a really nice card. And again, you can get your Pacificas if they get retired or, you know, killed off or anything like that. So that's nice. And then moving on to the grade 1s, we have Rainbow Shard Urani. Vanguard or Rearguard, when placed, look at 7 cards from the top of your deck, reveal up to 1 card with Pacifica in its card name. From among them, put it into your hand, shuffle your deck, and she gets plus 3k. So she's a nice 11k booster or beater for that turn. And she can look for your Pacificas, and she's free, which is really nice. And with the on place too. I was using the other, like, I don't remember her name, like Mascot something. But she costed a soul or a counterblast, which was kind of cool that you could pick if you could fulfill the skill. But I whiffed a lot, and this deck is somewhat resource kind of heavy. So I don't like to whiff for a cost. So she definitely replaced her in this updated version. Next, Mermaid Idol Sedna, your grade 3 searcher. She's finally in Bermuda Triangle. And again, Sedna, a very nostalgic unit coming to the V series. Yeah, so she is a Vanguard Rearguard skill of during your turn. If you have another unit in the same column as this unit gets 5k. So yeah, really nice kind of just boosting potential, attacking potential. And it's pretty free. Bermuda Triangle has generally really good hand advantage, so you'll always pretty much be able to put something in the same column as her. And then her second skill is just the standard grade 3 searcher. When she's placed from hand, look at top 5, put a grade 1 into your hand, shuffle your deck, discard. Oh yeah, what'd I say?
You said grade 1.
Dang it.
It's okay.
Sorry guys, I'm in the middle of some studies for work and kind of late nights. Pardon, but thank you for the correction. Moving on, we have 3 Silent Ardor Solda. She has a continuous rearguard skill where all of your rearguards with the same card name as your Vanguard get boost and cannot be chosen by your opponent's card effects. So really nice if you just call a bunch of Pacificas, they can, you know, boost and get protected from things, which is nice. Especially once like Chaos Breaker comes out, I think that's going to be pretty popular because locking is obnoxious and fun and really popular. So it is nice to kind of counter that. I was running her at 4, but I did pop it down to 3. I think with Viera kind of on the roster, you don't need to run Max Solda anymore. But we'll see. This is definitely version 1.0 of this updated post Twinkle Melody deck. Yep, and then for the last of our grade 1s, we're running 2 Distinguished Winged Radka. She has an auto Vanguard skill. When the attack hits, you can draw a card, so nice little plus. And then on Rearguard, you can retire her, look at 2 cards from the top of your deck, put 1 from among them into your hand, and put 1 card from among them into your drop zone, and can only be used once per turn. So yeah, just kind of nice, like, plussing potential. This card is, man, I think, like, one of the MVPs of Twinkle Melody, and she's a common, so definitely kind of an underdog there, but really nice card as far as like a ride target, or if you just want to kind of like go through your deck a little bit, always an option. And you could even find a Pacifica, put it in the discard if you wanted, and then just fetch it with any of your other options. Yeah, pretty solid. I'm happy with this deck. Support space is kind of tight, but that's that's fine. I'll test around with it, but right now I'm happy with it. And then just triggers really quick. We have the 4 heal, we have the 8 regular crit, and then I'm doing 2 of the perfect guard draws, and then 2 of the crit sentinel. I think I'm definitely a more aggressive player, so having that extra drive check and just doing the 10 crit, I do like the potential to just sack my opponent into oblivion.
Double critting at 3.
Yeah, double critting at 3 is pretty fun.
Pretty common if you have triple drive.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely like that play and that potential. And they brought back the crit from G, which is nice. I really like her art. And she's back. Yeah.
I do have one question.
Yeah.
How many of the effects, like the on-play effects, how many of them are from hand only? Does anything like not synergize that well with Lieslot, or does Lieslot work with like everything?
She doesn't work with Sedna. I know that for
Sedna's from
sure.
hand.
Yeah, Sedna's from hand.
So it works with this one, it's on place.
But yeah, Freda's on place, Urani's on place, Abane's on place. Like, pretty much the only thing that won't pop off from Lieslot is Sedna, and that's really cool.
That's good.
Yeah, one thing that I do like to do is, you know, on Lieslot, if you happen to get the Ursula, then you could just CB1, get a Pacifica, so you're good to go.
Yeah, if you like take your first attack, get a counterblast, and then go into that, hit that, you have your ride for next turn.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was pretty sad when Twinkle Melody didn't have like an Eternal Pacifica or Planet Pacifica for us to kind of have, especially Urani. They definitely future-proofed her by just needing like Pacifica in the name, not Top Idol Pacifica. So that felt kind of bad, but you really kind of don't need it. Everything in this deck, like literally everything in this deck, tries to get you to that 3 Pacifica.
Do you have a way to protect this? So like this protects your Pacificas, but if something happens to this, then they can target the Pacificas again? Like, does this do that? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This protects the other one.
Okay. Rear guards.
Okay.
Yeah. Pretty nice. Just girls helping girls.
Yeah. So I think this one works better against Chaos Breaker than this one, because if you only have this one, they just lock this and then they get you.
Fair.
But this one totally protects you, so you'll be fine.
Yeah. And I guess if the meta gets too crazy and I do need to bump her up, then probably Freda would go to 1, I think.
Yeah, that's probably.
Or maybe even Radka. I don't know. We'll see when he comes out how potent he is. Yeah, I think that's about all I have for it. Pretty straightforward. I've been playing this deck since Crystal Melody last year. Pacifica is definitely one of my favorite units in the game. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave us a comment down below. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, bye!